Oh my goodness, I am so giddy about this interview, guys. Today's interview is with Micheal Cole. He is an absolute amazing person. Just such a great individual to talk to. He's so iconic in the beauty industry, has so much to offer, and really just is so humbling in the fact that all he wants to do is build the beauty professional and build them to succeed, to see in themselves that they have the ability to be as successful as they want to be. And I just adore this conversation. So listen in. So excited to be doing this podcast with you. So excited. You have no idea. You are a huge, iconic part of the beauty industry. And talking with you just gets me so excited about being a part of the industry. And so I am dying to know your journey and how you got here to this point. And, you've really taken the behind the chair millionaire on Facebook to a whole level. And I know that many of us are just kind of dying to know, like, how did you get here? Tell us more.
Well, first of all, thank you, Ashley, for inviting me. I love these conversations and your very kind and gracious introduction. Uh, my story is really it's I've interviewed several hundred hairdressers and asked them the same question. What's your story? And a lot of my story is a hairdresser's story. Once upon a time, forever ago, I went through, middle, elementary, high school. For whatever reasons, I just didn't believe I had the aptitude to go into anything, post secondary college route. I think
Mm.
from what I can remember, I did an hour or so at a community college, and it was like, ooh, this is
Mm.
deja vu all over again. Uh, and I kind of wandered aimlessly for a little while, not long, probably my first year after graduating and after just working, typical jobs. And
Mm.
I just, our parents put needed pressure on us that look, this is not, you got to do something. So
Mhm.
I just happened to be in a community walking down a street one day, and I saw a hair school that was new to me. I got real curious. I started talking to people. At the time, I think I was 18, 19, and
Mhm.
ended up enrolling and did fairly well from the technical side. And then I met my wife in school.
Mm.
Barber school, beauty school, and here we are, 50 plus years later, we're still
Oh,
hanging.
oh,
And when I graduated, I had my first year was a rough year. Actually, I think it was probably my first 3 or 4 years were rough because I didn't really understand that there was a piece of the business that went beyond hair. But
mm,
it's as much of a people
mm,
business as hair business. You really need to understand just there's an eloquency and a grace in how we treat people, and to the
mm,
degree we can do that, we do better than when we don't. And we had the same with the. I didn't understand the business part of the art, that it was important to rebook and get referrals, and it was important to get clients more involved in our services other than at the time it was
mhm,
just haircuts. And so I struggled. And then my definable moment is I met my first of many business coaches. Actually, my wife had been working for him for a few years after we graduated from school, and she was doing, frankly, way better than me.
mm,
And he ended up hiring me, and introduced me to all of the stuff that I now teach. So,
mm,
gee, we have a particular way of handling clients. We have a particular way of kind of measuring what we treasure, our performance. We're gonna see if we can help you grow your income, but we also are concerned about that you do certain things with your income so that over time you have more to show for
Mm,
working behind the chair than working behind the chair. You have, worth, net worth, financial wealth. And
yeah.
so that changed the trajectory of my
Mm,
life, my attitudinal life, personal, interpersonal, financial. I mean, that was my boom goes the dynamite moment that I asked people, what was your light bulb?
mm,
And so the rest is history. I got so fascinated by that part of, the people part, the personal, interpersonal, motivational part, only because it had changed me to the degree that I became an educator in the company that, my wife and I were working for. We became franchisees in the company for a little while.
mm,
And then I started being invited to speak at shows about, you know, share your story,
right.
right?
Yeah.
And in sharing the story, there was just a number of salon owners that afterwards would say, first of all, I love your story. I'd love my people to hear your story. I have a feeling that if my people heard your story, they would be they would be inspired and they would do it better. Would you come into my salon and maybe do an
Mm,
hour, a couple hours, whatever? And that was my gateway to working with
mm,
salons. Fast forward into the late '80s, and we got out of we owned a handful of salons at the time, and we decided that our calling was to do this and be a teacher. And I've
mm,
been doing it ever since. I signed on with L'Oreal in '95, and that's been it was a very glorious ride. I just did my last year with L'Oreal this year, but you do the
mm.
math on that. I would have a 26, 27 year
Oh,
ride. We started Summit in I think it was '02. We just celebrated our 20-year with
mm,
Summit, which is basically teaching salon owners about the business and teaching people behind the chair how to do better with the business. When they add that to their technical. So um, and it was all done on a promise that my first coach said, "Listen, I'm going to work with you. If it does for you what it did for me, it's going to change your life. And one of the ways I'd like you to express gratitude is to pay it forward."
mm.
And little did I know that it would be, here we are 50 years later, and I'm still paying it forward, and it's been an extraordinary ride. So, how's that for a story?
Oh, I love it. I love the story. Um, So, no, I love your story so much because I think we all can relate to that struggle in the beginning, not knowing, what we want to do in life. And I know for myself, I have always wanted to be in the beauty industry. It just was convincing my parents that that was the direction I needed to go in. And I think, going through the hard times in the beginning of um your career behind the chair is a lot of getting to know yourself. I feel like, and like how, and like you said, relating to people and getting to know how to speak to people. And, and then as the years go on, you quickly realize that the majority of your success is the relationships that you create with these clients.
Oh yeah, you're to your point. I've been a teacher now, a salon educator most of my adult life, and I've interviewed and listened to thousands of successful, very successful stylists, and they all have, yeah, a handful of things in common, but one of them is light bulb moments
Mm,
where, I struggle, struggle, struggle. I'm on the receiving end of the right conversation with the right person at the right time. Light bulb goes off. My trajectory has changed. Boom goes to dynamite. A year, two, 5 years later, we look back and we go, if it wasn't for that person, that conversation, or those few conversations, I would have been kind of, sort of, where
mm,
I was before the conversation. And having said that, there are many, many, many hairdressers that don't have those moments. And, the 80-20 rule,
yeah.
20% are making 80% of it. I think the top 20 have had those light bulb moments. The people in the 80, for whatever reasons, didn't have them or were looking for them, or maybe they had them, but they blew them off.
Mm,
So what we're talking about, just this piece, is so crucial. And I'm sure you've had this experience, Ashley, where, like, I know doing a podcast or whatever, and then a month or 2 months later, I listened to that podcast, or I was on that interview, listened to the interview, and that was my light bulb moment. So
Yeah.
and so told her story or his story or their story. And so this is really, that's the first thing I tell my students: look for the moment. Look for the definable moment, the pivotal person, the crucial or the fierce conversation that kind of shakes us up, wakes us up, and changes the trajectory of our life. Every now and then I'll interview somebody that, well, my mom and dad raised me. My mom and dad were very motivated, and, et cetera, et cetera. Wonderful. God bless you. But
Mm.
that's not the cloth I was cut
No.
from.
Yeah.
My family of origin, God bless them, that just wasn't, common
Yeah.
people, common folk.
Sure. Oh my gosh, I can't agree with you more. I always talk about the when it clicks, and you're definitely speaking that way now with the light bulb moment, and it's amazing for myself to watch people just have that click moment, that light bulb moment. It is so humbling because you can be so successful in our industry. It's insane. And, you wake up every day. I say this constantly: wake up every day and you can dictate how much money you're going to make. And not a lot of industries can say that.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And to your point, until we've had the light bulb moment, if somebody tells us that, we just kind of blow it off.
Mm.
Like, yeah, 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 and whatever the narrative is, you're
Mm.
just trying to motivate me to work hard, so I'll make you money, or whatever it is.
Sure.
But until we've had the light bulb moment, one of the indications that we've had it is, wow, I just realized I have so much more control
Mm.
over my earning and my clientele than I had previously thought.
Mm.
And which one of those two ways are right or wrong? I think they're both right, because we what we feel is real. But when that clicks and we all of a sudden are seeing that, there's one thing better than the truth, that's the whole truth. And the whole truth is, I really, really do have
Mm.
more control. Now I have to make some adjustments in my attitude, my willingness, my commitment. But when somebody can see that for themselves, they become so much more coachable.
Mm.
And
Oh,
there,
I love that.
yes, yes. And as you know, as being a coach, there are a number of people that they're not coachable. And when you go, what's going, they haven't had that moment. And
Yeah.
I used to think, okay, I'm going to go and make that moment happen for so and so. But some of this is just personal. It's
Mm.
are you? Some of this is, are you sick and tired of being sick and tired yet?
Mm.
you know,
Yeah.
as the pain of staying the same has become greater than the fear of changing your life. So sometimes we need a little bit of a crisis to wake us up.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. And it's hard to watch people, have so much talent, have so much to give, and they can't get past that point, that light bulb moment. They can't just get past it. They can't get over themselves. And really that's what it is. It's trying to get through the hard that's in their mindset.
Yeah, and I think it to another extent, that old saying, we become like those we are around most, or that we tend to, like attracts
Mm.
like. And so if I happen to be in a family culture, my relationships are people that really don't get the conversation, chances are I'm not going to have the light bulb moment. Or if I do, it's going to get squelched. I'll go home at night and tell whoever it was, my loved one, oh my, it was a great day today, and I realized, and I'm good, and you get whatever it is you hear.
Yeah.
It's not encouraging. It's, yeah, don't do that, and it sounds like you
Mm.
drank the Kool-Aid, or whatever whatever the prevailing, slogan is,
Mm.
and the fire was put out as
Yeah.
fast as it was ignited. So, and that to me, I used to think that that was a bad thing, and to me, that's life. Life, it's some do, some don't, and
Yeah.
such is life.
Sure. And it's all in how you perceive and take it. But you're right in you become who you surround yourself with.
Bingo.
You totally do. And if you want to be elevated, if you want to be successful, if you want to be better than you were yesterday, then you better surround yourself with people that are better than you, is how I look at things. And that's how we coach too. Link up with the most successful person, hear what they're saying, talk it out with yourself too. Go home and look in the mirror and talk it out, and just kind of absorb the way that they take care of their business behind the chair.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. So, you know, I know that it takes a lot to do what you do. So, how do you fill yourself back up? How do you stay at such a high frequency?
Uh, very. It's a personal question. I'll tell you my personal answers, but they're just my answers. They're not 11 commandments by no means.
Mm.
First and foremost, I continue. 50 years after I met my first, whatever we want to call that person, mentor, coach, teacher, I still have one or more of those people in my life. So
Mm.
now they have changed over the years. So I have I have I consider the person that my financial planner to be kind of one of my money coaches that I sit down once a year. Where have I been? Where are we at? Where we're going? And I
Mhm.
started saving money at fairly early age, at 30 something. Now, we're teaching people to save money at 20 something, but I got
Mhm.
a little bit of a late start. But I'm just this side of 70, so I've had many years to do it persistently, consistently, perseveringly. And so now I'm at a place where, oh wow, there really is a goose that's laying golden eggs. How many how
Mhm.
many eggs can I get in any given year before I don't have to reach up into the goose to get golden eggs and kill the goose? So
Oh.
I need somebody to help me to really navigate that. I have a spiritual uh, teacher that helps me to
Mhm.
take care of that part of my life. I go on a retreat one or a couple times a year. It's a quiet, a silent retreat.
Mm.
And it helps me to kind of get rebalanced, recentered, regrounded, reawakened,
I love
resurrected,
it. Oh, I
whatever you
love
want to
it.
call it. I have I see mental emotional teacher. We call them therapists.
Mm.
I tell people all the time. I see a therapist, and a lot of people go, "You still do? You don't really need to." And I go, "Well, a lot of this, I go to one so you won't have to."
Oh.
So if I'm your mentor, because there's a lot
Oh,
of people that are just afraid to go to see a
sure.
therapist, or they don't have the money, or there's a stigma that gets in the way, or whatever it is. But I do that. And then I spend a lot of time every single day. There's an ample amount of time on the front end of the day where I kind of gateway the day. I call it my
Mm.
quiet time. Some of it is meditative, some of it is reflective, and a little bit of journaling, a little bit of reading to just get my soul, my spirit, my heart, my mind set, so that when I go out into the world, I'm bringing that greater self in all of us with me, so
Mm.
that I not only have a better experience of the day, but people are better served, because when I show up, I'm in a better place internally. So
Mm.
and I hang out with people like you. I really do. Uh,
Mm.
when I look at the overwhelming majority of people in my life get this conversation.
Oh, I get
Uh,
it. Yeah.
I have other people that I love them and they're part of my family of origin and my extended family that for whatever reasons, life is
Mm,
lifey for them and they struggle. And when I'm with them, I'm very present, but I also have my shield up. I want to make
mm,
sure that I don't get pulled into that consciousness because I know where that attitude takes us, and
mm.
it's not a good place. So that's my answer.
Oh, I love it. Yes. I mean, it's very difficult to do what we do in any aspect of the beauty industry, in any aspect of coaching, mentoring people, and not be grounded ourselves.
Yes. Oh yeah, yeah.
Um,
We can't take people to places we're not at or haven't been at. As a matter of fact, I can't take anyone to the place that I'm at. I can take you close to the place, but if you want to go farther than that, either I have to continue to grow and take you with me, or you find another teacher.
mm,
But I'm now committed to. Somebody asked me the other day, what's your goal for the last? And I said, I just want to continue to evolve. I want to continue to
mm,
wake up. I want to continue to transform and develop. And there are practices that I engage in daily that really foster that. And well, how far do you want to go? Well,
mm.
as far as life will take me, because
Yeah.
it's my turn to die. How's that for an answer?
Oh my gosh.
And so I just continue to and people go, gee, you keep reinventing yourself. And I go,
Mm,
well, thank you. However, I
mm.
I I just keep practicing.
Sure.
And what you're seeing is you think I'm reinventing me, and I'm not. I just keep loyal to my daily practice. And I call it unchanging newness that
Mm.
comes through us, and other people see that and go, wow, how'd you do that? What's your book? Who did you Google?
Oh,
No,
oh my
it's
gosh.
more personal than that. So at any rate,
Absolutely. No, oh my gosh, no, it's 100% personal. And um I love this conversation because I have been on a journey myself doing the exact same things. In the morning is my time for sure. No kids are awake and it's quiet, and I can really set my intention for the day. And if for some reason it doesn't happen, I feel that. I feel off like throughout the day,
right,
and
right.
it really reminds me, oh my gosh, I really need that and I love that.
Well, even to your point, if people ask me, do you ever have off days? And I go, more than you know,
Mm.
more than you. Well, why? Well, because I'm human.
Mhm.
So somebody that says I never have an off day, I would say, well, okay, but that's not my experience. I have off days now because I I practice due to my daily practice when it's, I'll call it, when it's easy. On an easy day, practice is easy. But
Mm,
if I practice on my easy days, in my difficult days, I it's less difficult to practice. And when the day is difficult, there's something in a difficult day now that was never in that day before. And somebody says, well, what is it? And I go, the closest I can come to describing what it is grace.
mm,
There's a grace even in the highly stressful days, or days where you step on an unexpected landmine.
mm.
And there's, because life can get lifey.
Sure.
All of us, we don't get out of life,
Sure.
but we suffer loss. It's our turn to suffer. Somebody passes away. There's a setback. There's a mishap. So those are life is lifey days. But even in those days or weeks or months, there's a grace
Mm,
that comes with that, whatever you want to call it, suffering, pain, stress, anguish, despair. There's a grace. There's a little
yeah.
bit of a light that says, hang in there. This too shall pass. More will be revealed. Keep the
Sure.
faith. And to me, that's grace.
Absolutely. Allowing yourself to be human is like
Bingo. Yes.
huge. Yeah.
To me, that's authenticity.
Absolutely.
That's the real McCoy.
Absolutely. That's how you can help other people grow, because you can connect with them. I've been through that. I have felt that. I have been there.
Yeah,
Those are so
yeah.
amazing.
Well, in mentoring, a great mentor really shows up and shares their experience in navigating a difficult time, a difficult time that's similar to the student that they are mentoring. So
Mhm.
when somebody is struggling with something, a mentor basically shows up with authentic experience, and not only just experience but an understanding from the experience, and they can pass that on without lecturing, without
Mhm.
advising,
Right.
they can do it. There's a grace, there's a wisdom. So unless you have experience, all you have to share is some good ideas that you've memorized.
Oh, wow, I love that. Oh my gosh, I could talk for you with you forever. I
I could talk to you with you forever too,
I
Ash.
just love this. And I know that we're in a time crunch, so keep us moving, but I truly appreciate you so much, just in speaking with you. It's been so amazing.
Thank you.
So what would you say, and what kind of advice would you give someone, and I love to ask this question, that is on the fence about joining the beauty industry?
Mm, um, I would tell. Well, I guess what comes to my mind is to pass on to them what was passed on to me forever ago when I was on that same fence.
Mm.
Kind of, whether we're in it and we're stuck and we want to get on the other side, or we're not even in it yet, but we're not sure. My teachers made it safe. They said, sign up, join for 6 months, 9 months, a year. Give it a year, but don't just give it a year, but give yourself to it for the year
Mhm.
or six, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Go in, play full out, be totally committed. At the end of that time, your life is either going to be looking and feeling and sounding and being better than it was, or it isn't.
Mm.
Then decide if this is for you. Well, what if it isn't for me? Well, you can always go back and pick up on where you were before you got here. Well, I've wasted a year. Well, how old are you? I'm 23. I'm 32. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, so a year? Come on, really?
Sure.
Like if you're like 82, a
Oh,
year is different than 28.
sure.
So don't worry about it and stay out of your head. Just stay.
Oh, I
It's like
love it.
three of the most dangerous words we can say when we're on the fence is "I've been thinking,"
Mm.
because our fear and doubt will cause us to think ourselves out of something that could be life changing. So be open, give it a shot. But if you're going to do that, you know, play full out. Don't have one foot in, one foot out, and at the end of the year wonder why it didn't work out. It's like, no, you got to jump in with both feet. You jump in with the faith that this is going to work. I'm going to do my part. I'm going to suit up, show up, give it my best shot. And I know that if I do that, my faith says I'm going to be in a better place than I am now. Even if I don't decide to pursue it, that
Mm.
that journey will, it's just not did I get or not get it's really more, did I become something? What
Mm.
did I
Oh, I love
become
that.
in the year? Did I become more focused? Did I become more hopeful, faithful, optimistic, persevering, courageous? Where, because those are the qualities that we're going to either take with us if we stay or take with us if we leave. And those qualities are, they're essential. That's what gets us to the promised land.
Mm. Oh, I love that. Yeah, I mean, I get to, in my job, I get to go to, I don't get to go a lot to like a high school, but I go to a lot of beauty schools, and there is just so many people that are in beauty school, and they join because I didn't know what else to do. And then we talk about the light bulb and those click moments. A lot of that happens when you're in school. A lot of that happens, um, again, like as you start to look into yourself and grow with what you are, experiencing. I think that a lot of people join the beauty industry for many different reasons. Some because they've always wanted to do it, some because they didn't know what to do, some, just I like to play with makeup and here I am. And, there's all kinds of different things. But whatever the reason is that you join, you're so right. Just jump in full force and go for it and give it your all, because you can't be successful without doing that. You can't really get everything you want to get out of the industry if you are half in and half out.
Yeah, that's sound wisdom. You're very much on point with what you're saying. And after coaching and interviewing many that are doing well, they part of the story is, yes, one of the things that compelled me to do beauty school was I loved the art part of it. I loved makeup. I loved working with hair. When I was a kid, I was doing hair on,
Hmm.
dolls or friends or mom or whatever. And then I got into it. And then the other light bulb moment is, in addition to you're doing what you love, oh, by the way, you can make as much or more money than most college graduates with 4 years, 6 years, some of them even 8 year degrees. I mean, I'm
Mm,
today more so than any other time in the history of the profession. I am now talking fluently about hairdressers that are enjoying six-figure incomes, as in
mm,
W-2, that they're
one thousand.
and well, I know, but they're working 50, 60 hours a week. No, they're working less than 32. Some of them are working less than 24 or 20, earning six figures. And I think if there was the best kept secret in the beauty industry, that would be one of the secrets, is that if you're within a well-led company, if you went through a well-managed school, and you follow the yellow brick road, in
Mm,
addition to doing what you love and loving the people you serve, you will enjoy, relatively speaking, a livelihood that's exponentially greater than many people that graduate from college. I mean, that's shocking to me.
I love it. I mean, 1000%. And I think the beauty just keeps evolving and gets better and better as the years go by, and more people are realizing. And I just love that. I get giddy inside. Just
Oh,
it's
people
exciting.
think that they think we're being less than truthful. We're lying, we're exaggerating. And because I've interviewed a number of people, I go, come with me. Come with me online. I'll take you to their Instagram pages. I'll give you their handles. I'll DM them. I'll DM them before you DM them to tell them that you're going to be DMing them. How many would you like? Would you like 20? Would you like 30? Would you like 100? I'll give you as many people as you need to see so that you can convince yourself that there's a potential here that you didn't see before. But until you see it, you can't be it.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Oh, this is so good. I don't want it to end. So I, as we keep talking, I keep thinking about what we do as a company, and we really try to get behind, well, not try, we do get behind the beauty professional, and we encourage them to build a business within hours. And so, what advice would you give someone that isn't starting out, maybe like had, all of this momentum in the beginning, but maybe feels like in the middle right now? What am I next? Where do I see myself going? Like, what advice can you give to that person, continuing to build a business with it?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, there's a large community of people within the beauty industry that really that's their profile. I'm 5 years in, 10 years in, 20 years in. I thought I would be in a much better place than I am now. My work, the experience of my work behind the chair is pretty much, it's a crime for a punishment I didn't commit. It's been kind of a job,
Mm,
and in a perfect world, I wish I had the financial wherewithal to pivot from this, go back to school, get kind of reinvented, and maybe choose a field other than this, but I can't because,
mm,
dot, 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 fill in the blank. I love those conversations.
mm,
I absolutely love them. Many of the people I coach are right there. And the wake up call for them, as I say, so it sounds like you really are stuck in this place. But
mm,
yeah, oh my God, I'm so stuck. And great. So if you can't get out of it, then get into it.
mm,
Right. Or put another way, if you can't get out of your job, get into your career.
mm,
And oh, by the way, you don't need to leave the company that you've been with to do that. You don't have to change one single item in terms of the condition of your life. What
mm,
you must change, though, is you must change your mindset. You must change your mind. You must change your attitudes, your outlook, your point of view, your disposition. And the good news is that's very, very changeable. As a matter of fact, if there's one thing in your life that you have the most control over, it's the changing of your mind.
mm.
But
Oh my.
nobody can do that except you.
Mm,
It willingness, nobody can make you willing. Willing is a personal thing. We can tell you what'll happen to you when you become willing, but until you do it, your life will be, or your work life will be, as you will it to be. So if you're not happy with what it is, will it to be something else. Don't try to do that by yourself, because you'll get stuck in your head. Get around a good coach
mm,
or coaches and people, and have them help you to navigate. That's an part of that is an inner journey.
mm,
But it's very, very possible, it's very probable, and sometimes it takes crisis to prompt that, because usually when people are stuck long enough, they would say, I'm just so burned out. You're in crisis. Well, I wouldn't call it crisis. Like, no, you're in crisis. Your
right.
pants are on fire.
Yeah.
Or you're 40 going on 60, or you're 30 going on, you're and
Yeah.
so let's not deny it, let's not minimize it, let's not code it, let's just take it, name it, claim it, tame it, don't blame it or shame it, and sign up, get committed, and then the good news is it's going to take you 6 months, maybe
Mm,
6, and you're going to look back and go, oh my God,
yeah.
I was a late bloomer, but I bloomed.
Yeah.
You will jump time. You will go, I grew more in this past year than I've grown in 10 years. So you'll look back at it and say, this really was a blessing in
Yeah.
disguise. It was, I'm glad that I needed a crisis to wake me up.
Oh, absolutely. And I feel like the hard that you go through is is essential, because I think you have to get to that point. You have to get to that, I don't want to say rock bottom, but you get to that stagnant
Yeah,
point.
I call them rock bottom moments. To your
Yeah.
point, where a crisis is, the pain of staying the same now
Yeah.
has become greater than the fear of making some change,
I
and
love.
people become very good students because what they become is willing. And I say, now I'm gonna take you on a ride. In about a month or so, the fire is going to be out and it's going to feel real good, and you're going to be tempted to stop the process and go back to the way you were before we woke you up. But
Right.
if you do that, you just need to know you're going to deja vu.
Mm,
It's going to same. I've seen this crap before.
right.
Don't do that. When the fire's out, stay in the game, and you'll find that the game you're in will get way, way better than the fire's out. The game will get you a life that's beyond your wildest imagination. And if you can't imagine it, then you need to have hope. And
Mm.
hope is nothing more than the willingness to believe that something is possible for me, even though I don't fully understand how it could be possible. Hope is another word for blind faith,
Yes.
right? You just have to and then, well, but how long do I have to be hopeful? Give me 6 months.
Yeah.
You can always go back to being what you were before, but if you're not willing to bring that to the table, I don't think you're ready to have a better life. You got to go out and burn in hell for a little bit more.
Sure. Oh my gosh, absolutely. You have to get to a point where I'm done and I need to change. I need to do something.
Yes, yes.
Well, this is so good. Oh my gosh, I love this. So I'm gonna just ask you one last question, Michael Cole. What is your next chapter? What are you doing next?
uh I have a handful of years left in me, not many, but a
Mm,
handful. I know what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to retire. I'm going to spend the rest of my career suiting up, showing up, having as many of these conversations like as I can with people like you, in hopes that somebody will listen to, experience the conversation, and that will be their boom goes to dynamite moment.
mm.
I'm spending more time now in beauty schools
Oh, I
than
love.
I've ever spent. As a matter of fact, I've kind of delegated most of my coaching to other people, that partners and colleagues, so that I could spend the overwhelming majority of my time in cosmetology schools with students as well as educators. I think
Mm,
educators really, really, really need to reinvent themselves. The educational model for educators, there's some opportunity to modernize that and
mm,
pair that up with something that's much, much more relevant. So I'm in the process of reimagining and reinventing as many schools as will
mm,
allow me to help them, so that it becomes, in addition to a place that you get licensed for the profession, a place where you begin to move into being a hair Jedi, a color Jedi, whatever.
mm,
Also, that you really want to be a Jedi on social media while you're in school. You want to graduate from school and show up, like at a Lords and Ladies with an Instagram page with 200-300 followers that you're
mm,
doing reels on, so that you can show your prospective employer, I'm ready. I'm docked, I'm locked, I'm ready to rock. I have a handful of clients that I actually built when I was in school. And you start asking new questions to your employer. Can you help me figure out how to turn more of my followers into clients?
Oh my gosh. I love this. And I am so glad that you're not retiring. You can't. You are just the iconic staple in our industry that you have to stay. And I love hearing that. And I'm just so thankful that we did this today.
Well, thank you, Ashley. I will come back anytime you would like me to. And you and I just enjoy. You and I last week were kind of getting ready for the interview, and I call it, we geeked out with each other for about an hour.
We did.
I remember that, and I always leave conversations with people like you with way, way more than I've given. There's insight, there's inspiration. It helped me to kind of clarify my own vision. So thank you for allowing me to go on the ride with you. And
Oh,
anytime you'd like to do that, you just give me a shout out.
oh, that sounds amazing. Thank you so, so, so much. We truly appreciate you.
Well, thank you, my friend. You have a great day,
You
and
too.
we'll talk soon.
Absolutely. I'll see you.
Bye.
Bye. What did I tell you? Oh my goodness. What a humbling person, a humbling individual. I just feel so filled in my heart to have spoken to Michael Cole and to hear all of his inspiring insights on the beauty professional. And guys, if this is a career that you are thinking about getting into, please listen to this as many times as you need to, because it has everything to do with who you are, your mindset, how you show up every day. And guys, you get to determine how successful you want to be. And I'm telling you, this is the best industry there is. And I am just so excited to have shared this podcast with you. Continue listening and continue to get connected through beauty with me.